Thank you. Will the audience please remain standing for the invocation to be offered by the Reverend David Lucy? Father Lucy is the rector at St. Francis Episcopal Church in Great Falls, Virginia. He is also the proud dad of Diana Lucy, who is in the graduating class this morning. Then please remain standing for our national anthem to be sung by the members of a cappella.
I know we come from many places of faith and express it in many ways. I invite you to join me as your consciences and your faith allow. And if you affirm what I say, I invite you to say Amen. Let us pray. Almighty God, your Spirit flowed over the waters in the beginning of creation. You brought lightness out of dark. You brought order out of chaos. Let that same Spirit be present to this gathering this morning. Help us to understand always that our true selves are found in service of others and in promoting the common good. We give you thanks for these candidates for graduation, for the work they have done, for the lessons they have learned, for the lives they will now enter. Be present to them in their joy and in their gathering. We give you thanks for those who have supported them to this moment, parents and grandparents, siblings and friends, coaches and mentors, teachers, instructors, professors, those on this campus, administrators and workers of various sorts who offer their service to them as they formed community for these 4 years. Watch over them as they move out into the world. Help them always to remember the true selves they found in this place. And as we gather this morning to listen to the strong words of those who will inspire us, help us to learn the lessons and become wise with the knowledge and experience combined together to offer ourselves to the world as your servants and as your workers. This we ask in the name of the Spirit who oversaw us in creation. Amen.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red with the bursting gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. Please be seated. Good morning. Welcome, family and friends, faculty and staff, honored guests, and especially our graduating seniors on this beautiful morning in Chestertown. The weather's going to hold, right? Please. Graduates, this morning is about celebrating you, your accomplishments, and your bright futures ahead. In order to do that properly, we must acknowledge some very special people who have been instrumental in your success. So graduates, please join in me in thanking the parents, grandparents, guardians, siblings, aunts, uncles, and other relatives and close friends who have supported you financially, emotionally, and in every possible way during the past few years. Let's give them a big round of applause. Yeah. And now, let's recognize the men and women who have guided you through your academic studies, from your first year GRW course to your senior capstone experience. You've finished all those, right? Please. Please join me in a round of applause for our wonderful faculty and for all the ways they have mentored you, challenged you, and encouraged you. Now, in keeping with the time-honored tradition, I am pleased to introduce our senior class speaker, Angelina Towery Tomasura from Toms River, New Jersey, majored in anthropology and sociology with a minor in history. Her senior capstone, an interdisciplinary study, explores the use of social theory and anthropological thought in determining how and why we interpret a piece of material culture changes over time. Please welcome Angie to represent the class of 2017.
Hi, guys. To President Bear, Board of Visitors and Governors, faculty, staff, students, family, and friends, thank you for coming today to honor the class of 2017, a class that is full of some of the most creative, adventurous, and loyal people I have ever had the pleasure of spending time with here. And I think we can agree that there's something so absolutely amazing about college. It is a time in your life when the movement of people, the flow of classes, and the excitement of social life work together in almost perfect harmony, where sometimes nothing really seems impossible, and at other times everything seems impossible, where time itself seems to stand still or move entirely too quickly, where your classmates and friends are just a short walk away, eager to share with you the joys of success or the burdens of defeat. It is a time of growth and excitement with each new discovery and venture. And I would be lying if I said that my speech could encompass the experiences that Washington College has given each and every one of us. But I can proudly and confidently say that our time spent here has been nothing less than unique. And while at commencement, we often look behind us and dwell on our memories. Classmates, let us see how far we have come. We came to this college as strangers, and we leave as teammates, fraternity brothers, acting partners, library buddies, and sorority sisters, and so much more. We leave as friends, as family. We leave having shared countless laughs over a Domino's pizza or countless cups of coffee at Sophie's cafe as our assignment deadlines inched closer. We could easily spend hours recalling our first days at WAC, to our latest memories and all of the ones in between. But I stand here with my peers, not to dwell on the past or to fear for the future, but to enjoy this moment we are in right now. Everyone, look at your classmates around you. I'm serious, I see people. Look around, they're there, you spent some time with them. Now close your eyes for just a second. Take in this moment, all of your feelings, everything you hear, smell, and sense. This here is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and you will never encounter anything quite like this again. You only have a few minutes left as an undergraduate at Washington College, an occasion that a few short years ago seemed so far off in the distance. You guys can open your eyes if you want. I'm sorry, press for that. 1 minute, we were entering Washington College, writing letters to our future selves, and now we're preparing to leave, holding those letters and a diploma in our hands as a testament to how far we have come, a testament to the success that Washington College has recognized in all of us. So be with me in this moment, and remember that it is yours, with your peers and professors, your parents, your role models behind you. You have accomplished what seemed maybe nearly impossible a few years before. Look at what we leave behind and how far we have come. We leave here as future doctors and nurses, teachers, archaeologists, business leaders, computer programmers, and it is amazing that one small college on the eastern shore of Maryland has brought us together in one place, a place where future politicians dine with future psychologists, and future biologists and chemists sit in a philosophy class with the future poets of our generation. There is no other combination like it, and we were lucky to have thrived here, to have grown here, and to have called this place our home. While we go our separate ways, we know that Washington College will always be here, a staple of our youth. The flagpole we danced around on May Day will still stand tall. Every brick on the Cater Walk will stay aligned, and George Washington will always look down over the green at the students rushing to class. But we will no longer be those students he looks over. We leave Washington College in the hands of the scholars to come. The future generation might not know all of our stories, of all of the late nights with friends, of how nervous or excited we were to meet our first college roommate, of the stories we share with our freshman hallmates, the afternoons spent at baseball games or down by the waterfront. But those memories are ours to keep. And sure, they might not know the taste of a sandwich from Mondo's Subs, which is a shame, or how we ever made it around campus without a sign pointing us in the right direction. But we will know. We will know we were here, and we will know why we chose to stay. And while Washington College might change, our memories will not, because we know how this place made us feel each moment we lived here. And it was real. With each move of our furniture in our cramped freshman dorms of Reed or Minta, Caroline, Queen Anne's, or Kent, with each book borrowed from the Miller Library, we have left our mark. We leave behind a legacy of rented textbooks, empty sports lockers, and new creativity and new ways of thinking. We heard our teammates cheer for us at our final games, heard the applause as we took our final curtain calls and taws, or played our final notes at our last concerts. And our parents and professors were there, cheering us on from our very first steps to our first academic successes. We were here in every sense of the being, and we will always be here at Washington College. Each time we look at our photos, each time we tell our stories, each time we come for a visit and step foot on the Cater Walk, each time we don a maroon and black Washington College t-shirt, our experiences here will be more real than ever. Where we go from here might not be so clear for all of us. Some of us will score the dream job or the perfect internship or open up letters from our top choices for graduate schools. But not everyone will. Not all of us will find that perfect job right away or get into that dream school for graduate work. Some of us might not even find employment at all for a while. Some of us will step in suits and ties, others work boots and a pair of dirty khakis, make up for stage performances or a collared shirt with a golden M and a name tag. No matter where we end up, the new reality might not be easy. Not all of us will know exactly where we are going or doing once we turn our tassels, but Washington College has taught us to be curious and to be passionate in that it's okay not to know what comes next. We must not be afraid of the unknown because there is beauty in uncertainty. We must look at uncertainty as opportunity, allowing to let our passions drive us to explore what the world has to offer. You must not let fear define you or let that feeling, that perseverance that drove you to succeed here at WAC escape from you. You're sitting before me for a reason, because you believed that you could succeed, and Washington College believed in you, that you had the power to accomplish your goals despite your apprehension, and that you could find the answers to the questions that you thought were impossible. And no matter what the future holds for each and every one of you, I hope there will still be a part of you that giggles on May Day, smiles birthday ball weekend, or remembers the feeling of the brick path beneath your feet. May it remind you that you are always as much a part of this school as it was a part of you for the years you called it home. So, here's to the next successful years of our lives and whatever they may bring, Washington College class of 2017. Now, let's flip those tassels, which I heard we don't do, to the other side and show the world just how high a goose can fly. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Angie. This is a very special moment, and thank you for making it even more so with a really eloquent speech. Perhaps the best measure of the quality of any educational institution is the character and accomplishments of its graduates. The Alumni Association of Washington College each year recognizes a graduate who, by achievement and service to the community and country, has attained distinction in their chosen field. This year, the Alumni Board of Washington College has selected Dr. Marvin M. Smith, a renowned economist and one of the very first African-American students to graduate from Washington College 50 years ago. He will receive the Alumni Citation for Excellence in Economics. Ariane Ravenbach of the class of 1989, chair of the Alumni Board, will offer greetings and read the citation. Ariane?
Thank you, and thank you, President Baer. What an honor it is to stand before the members of the Washington College class of 2017 on the occasion of their graduation. It gives me great joy to welcome you into the ever-growing and fiercely loyal body of Washington College alumni. In fact, before I award the Alumni Citation, I would be remiss if I did not mention that we have with us here today a most dedicated alumnus from the class of 1942. 75 years after his own commencement, Dr. Henry McGuire has traveled all the way from California to Chestertown to see his grandson, Andrew J. Wink, graduate with the class of 2017 this morning. Andrew is a double major in music and theater. Dr. McGuire, we thank you for your loyalty and years of service to Washington College. Will you please stand to be recognized? Thank you, Dr. McGuire. It is now my privilege to award the 2017 Alumni Citation. Dr. Marvin Smith, class of 1967, will you please join me on stage? Marty Smith's career as an economic analyst has followed an upward trajectory that has propelled him and his work into the highest orbits of government service, banking, and public affairs. With master's and doctoral degrees in economics from Cornell University, Marty began informing public policy issues as a research associate at the Brookings Institution. The defense policy study examining representative populations in the armed forces that he helped conduct and published in 1982 under the title Blacks in the Military remains a landmark resource of political, social, and national security significance. As a principal analyst at the Congressional Budget Office, he conducted a number of studies that influenced congressional debates, leading to momentous decisions such as reducing the size of U.S. military academies, developing a bonus system as a way to retain military pilots who otherwise would opt for more lucrative jobs in the commercial airlines industry, and by establishing an accrual accounting fund for retired military compensation and survivor benefits. For the chairman of the House Armed Services Committee, this system represented a much anticipated change in the way the military accounted for retirement pay. As a senior community development economic advisor at the Federal Reserve Bank of Philadelphia, Marty spearheaded a 5-year, multi-million-dollar study on the effectiveness of pre-purchase home ownership counseling that has proven to be pivotal to financial institutions, policymakers, and academics, and economically life-changing to those consumers who participated in the study. Even those who ultimately opted out of home ownership improved their creditworthiness and financial literacy. The Department of Housing and Urban Development cited his study in its decision to allocate $36 million in grants to hundreds of organizations specializing in pre-purchase home ownership counseling, and the international community validated the strength of this experimental design study when he was invited to present his findings at an international symposium at the University of Cambridge in England. He has examined the role of race in subprime lending and the impact of housing rehabilitation in declining neighborhoods. Now, in the wake of the Great Recession, the home foreclosure crisis has come under Marty's scrutiny. Co-edited with Susan Wachter, a professor at the Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania, his newest volume, The American Mortgage System, Crisis and Reform, brings together a collection of thoughtful studies offering solutions to the problems facing the future of American home ownership, including identifying asset price bubbles, calculating risk, and preventing discrimination in lending. We are very honored to welcome back to campus a former campus leader, an outstanding scholar-athlete, and a pioneering member of the college's Athletic Hall of Fame, who holds a unique place in our history as the only survivor among the 4 African-American graduates to graduate from Washington College. In recognition of his significant contributions to the field of economics, and on the occasion of his 50th anniversary of his graduation from Washington College, we are delighted to present to Dr. Marvin Smith the Alumni Citation for Excellence in Economics.
I will definitely do that. We have a book, and next time I
I
come
can
down.
hardly wait. Let's sit down and have a long conversation. Good. Here, thank you so much. Congratulations. We're so proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Marty. Your alma mater is very, very proud of your many accomplishments. And I will say in my former life as chair of the FDIC, I was very familiar with Marty's work and that of his co-author, Susan Lochner, very well respected. There's another alumnus whom I would like to recognize today for his meritorious service to Washington College, our resident superhero, Joseph L. Holt. Joe, would you please join me at the lectern? Joe has spent the last 25 years in Washington College's equivalent of the Oval Office. In his various roles as Vice President for Administration, Executive Vice President and Chief of Staff, Joe has worked closely with the college president, the senior staff and fellow cabinet members, and the Board of Visitors and Governors to advance the mission of Washington College. After stepping in to fill 2 senior-level vacancies, he has recently settled into a new role as Director of Institutional Giving. No one has been more diligent, more selfless, or more generous in his approach to his work, his colleagues, and his community. Back in 2005, Joe was instrumental in establishing the President's Distinguished Service Award as a way to recognize those individuals and organizations demonstrating exemplary performance, leadership, and service to Washington College and the greater community. In fact, much to his chagrin, he was among those honored in 2007. Today, it is my distinct pleasure to discomfit him once more by renaming the President's Distinguished Service Award in his honor. Joe, you are the standard bearer for selfless service, a role model for all of us. The Joseph L. Holt Award for Distinguished Service will continue to recognize those who emulate your fine example of a life led with integrity and honor. Joe, congratulations. It is my privilege now to introduce the chair of our Board of Visitors and Governors, Washington College alumnus Larry Kolb. Larry is a senior lecturer at the Harvard Business School, focusing on leadership and general management. Prior to joining the faculty at HBS, he worked for Danaher Corporation for 25 years, the last 14 as president and a highly successful CEO. In addition to serving as the chair of our board, Larry is a member of the boards of T. Rowe Price Directors and Wake Forest University. Please join me in welcoming Larry, who will deliver greetings from the Board of Visitors and Governors and also read the mandamus for college honors. Larry?
Thank you, Sheila. Good morning. I am honored to offer my congratulations on behalf of the Board of Visitors and Governors to the class of 2017. We are, go ahead, applaud. Rumor has it you worked very hard to be here, but I do want to hear more about this May Day thing that Angie mentioned. Angie, those were wonderful remarks. You were spot on. You and your classmates have but a few remaining minutes as undergraduates. Savor them. But look forward as well, because you have a lifetime ahead of you as alumni of Washington College. In a few minutes, there's no looking back. You will join all of us who are proud alums of this college. But more importantly, you have an opportunity to be part of this community and to be, if I may, members of this family for the rest of your lives. We would love to have you back as often as possible. We would love to have you engage us. your fellow alums in any and every possible way as you embark on your careers and the rest of your lives, because we think of you very much as family. I'd like to now read the mandamus for the college honors. To the President of Washington College, it having been certified by the Honors and Awards Committee to the Visitors and Governors of Washington College that Christine Lagarde is of acknowledged eminence and distinction, has made worthwhile and noteworthy contributions to our society, and is therefore worthy to receive the highest honors, you are hereby authorized and directed, in accordance with the ordinance to that effect, to confer at the public commencement on May 20, 2017, to Christine Lagarde, honoris causa, the degree Doctor of Laws.
Thank you, Larry. Washington College has conferred the honorary degree since 1785. On June 24, 1789, the college bestowed upon President George Washington the first honorary degree awarded to a sitting president of the United States. This degree, Doctor of Laws, reflected the deep respect and gratitude that the college held and still holds for its namesake and founding benefactor. In the 1782 letter to then General Washington, Dr. William Smith, the college's founding president, described the newly chartered institution as, quote, a seminary of universal learning expressly dedicated to your name with a view of instructing and animating the youth of many future generations to admire and to imitate these public virtues and patriot labors which have created a private monument to you in the heart of every good citizen. Washington gave 50 guineas in support of the college's founding, paid a visit to the campus in 1784, and then served on our Board of Visitors and Governors for many years until his inauguration as our nation's first president. Today, we present the honorary degree to another outstanding individual. Christine Lagarde, will you please join me at the lectern? Averting global financial crises is not for the faint-hearted. In the wake of a cascading global recession, Christine Lagarde, then France's highly regarded finance minister, boldly stepped into a new leadership role to provide emergency relief to several Eurozone nations. Over the course of the past 6 years, as head of the International Monetary Fund, Madame Lagarde has helped to right the financial ships of Greece, Ireland, Portugal, Spain, and Cyprus, demonstrating hard-working professionalism, an appetite for technical detail, and the charismatic intellectual persona of one who is not afraid to speak her mind. Not only does Madame Lagarde intervene to save ailing countries from financial ruin, she has managed to enroll countries as diverse as China, Russia, and Britain into the IMF's brand of fiscal discipline. As chief economic advisor to 188 member nations, she holds negotiations to foster global monetary cooperation, facilitate international trade, promote sustainable economic growth, and reduce poverty around the world. And she does all of this in her inimitable French style with a gravitas that communicates her confidence and authority. She is not only a passionate defender of women's equality, she insists that women can be exceptional leaders in business and finance. Trained as an antitrust and labor attorney, Christine Lagarde broke down gender barriers early in her career to become the first female chairman of an international law firm, Baker & McKenzie. In 2005, she entered the world of French politics, serving first as trade minister and then as finance minister. Winning international respect for promoting France's negotiating clout in key forums such as the G20, she also received praise for the role she played in approving a mechanism to aid struggling members of the Eurozone. The Financial Times named the extremely talented financial policymaker the best finance minister in the Eurozone in 2009. Forbes magazine named her the 9th most powerful woman in the world, and today, in fact, she is one of 3 women holding the most powerful positions impacting the global economy. In recognition of her response to the global economic crisis, her advocacy to empower women leaders, and her own habit of breaking glass ceilings, it is my distinct pleasure to confer the honorary degree, Doctor of Laws, upon Christine Lagarde, a woman who speaks softly yet forcefully and has taught the world to listen. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the visitors and governors of Washington College and by the state of Maryland, I confer upon you the honorary degree, Doctor of Laws, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. And it is now my distinct pleasure to introduce our most recent alumni who will provide the commencement address to our graduates. Christine?
Thank you so much. Thank you, President Bear, dear Sheila. Thank you for your kind introduction. And I have to say that I have immense admiration for your leadership. Your leadership of this school, especially your commitment to alleviate the burden of student debt, is a model for higher education. You have been, and I know you will be, a trailblazer in your own right, whatever you do, wherever you go. And your passion for Washington College is inspiring. President Bear, Board of Visitors and Governors, faculty and administration, thank you for this honorary degree of Doctor of Laws. I'm very proud to be your most recent alumna. Graduates, it's a privilege to be here before you, with you, the class of 2017. Bravo. Now, the president of the board said that you should savor those moments and that those minutes were very precious. Count on me to make them last for long. I'm not really serious. To your families, your friends, your professors, congratulations. No student can get here on his or her own, and this is a moment that you should all celebrate. I would like to begin by asking you a question, and I reserve the right to ask you another question later on. Has anyone here seen or listened to the Broadway show Hamilton? Hands up, please. Not bad, not bad. I see lots of hands, including out there. I have to tell you that as a former finance minister for France, the idea of a musical focused on the life of a Treasury Secretary is quite appealing to me. And I hope that this is the beginning of a global trend. In the musical, a question is asked that seems particularly appropriate to raise at graduation time. In one scene, if you remember, King George quizzes General Washington right after the end of the Revolutionary War and sings these lines. No. I'm not going to sing. But I might ask a cappella to actually do so. They are unbelievably talented. So the king sings those words. What comes next? You've been freed. Do you know how hard it is to lead? And it's an intriguing question. What comes next? It rings a bell, doesn't it? I bet you that ever since you were little boys, little girls, you heard that question, what comes next? When you're in middle school, people ask if you're excited to start high school. In high school, people, and by people, of course, I mean parents, friends, ask what college you will attend and what major you will be. In college, some people, or other people actually, they're usually the boy's friend's parents and the girlfriend's parents, will say, what comes next? What job will you have? Or perhaps you will go to grad school? And if so, what school? Law, medicine, business? And I can assure you that that question never goes away. Even after a certain age, people are always curious and will say, what comes next? We are all asked that difficult question of what comes next. Now, what I would like to suggest is what the wonderful speaker of the class of 2017 actually alluded to. I think it's just fine to say, I don't know. It's okay. It's actually much wiser to say, I don't know, than to try to fake a response when you actually don't know. But it's one of the hardest things to do, to say, I don't know. It's a bit like as a lawyer when a client comes to you and says, oh, I want to take that matter to court. And you look at the case and you say, no, you don't want to do that. That's hard. You know, at the International Monetary Fund, my team never wants to say, I don't know, although I can tell when they're guessing. Because we've all been trained from a very early age to always answer the question and be ready for that. But the reality is that the answer is not what matters most. It is knowing how to find the answer. And sometimes looking at the question and wondering whether it is the right question. Your education, this wonderful, complex, classical, liberal arts training has given you the foundation you need to begin to solve the puzzle of what comes next. What do I mean by that? First is your skills. Your academic experience has taught you how to think critically, how to ask the right question, how to doubt, how to question. It has opened your eyes to fields of study you might never have otherwise explored, and to diverse voices whose opinions will help shape your own views. The second is your values. Your time at Washington College and the legacy of Washington himself have instilled in you the importance of public service, of serving others before serving yourself. Serve others before serving yourself. This is one of the legacies also that Nelson Mandela gave to his country. Finding the way to apply your skills and keep them in line with your values is the question in front of you, and it will constantly be the question in front of you. And if you can answer that question, then you have begun to answer the question of what comes next. So let's start with your skills. I'm sure you've heard the critic of a liberal arts background. Well, of course, the training does not prepare you for the real world, where a student educated in engineering and coding and programming is far more desirable than one who can recite Aeschylus from memory. Well, as a child of classics teacher, I take personal offense of that critique. And as a lawyer who now leads the International Monetary Fund, I can tell you that this criticism misreads the evolution of the economic landscape. Let me tell you why. The future, your future, is one where technology, automation, artificial intelligence may eventually supplant humans in a variety of tasks, from retinal scan payment systems, as we see them in India, for instance, to machine-made hearts and lungs, to one day, perhaps, robot lawyers. One might argue that lawyers are already robots, but that's an entirely different conversation. 2/3 of today's children will have jobs that have not yet been invented today. So studying Aeschylus, for my French compatriots in the audience, Aeschylus, not to mention a little Sappho, Bronte, and Dylan, while cultivating an interest in design is exactly what allowed Steve Jobs to see the Walkman and dream of the iPod, and a few other things. The Renaissance education that you have acquired is precisely your comparative advantage in the years ahead. Many of the founders of this country, who were lawyers, businessmen, diplomats, and farmers by training, could also recite orations from Pericles by heart. Many of them actually communicated in Latin, and many of them spoke different foreign languages. Those polymath skills not only gave their revolution historical context, but it also informed the society they hoped to build, and eventually did build. Your school embodies their vision and has instilled in you the love of knowledge. Success for your generation requires a commitment to lifelong learning and an understanding that today is a milestone in your education, but it is not the end. To those who thought that commencement was the end, I'm sorry to disappoint you. I'm certain that it is not. And if you look at some of the best educated and trained people around the world, look at Singapore, look at some of the Nordic countries, they do have and they do sponsor lifelong education. The truth is that college has taught you how to learn, not what to learn. And many of the most valuable lessons have also come from outside the classroom. You have done more during your 4 years than study music, history, theater, literature, economy, business. And no. I'm not just talking about the war on the shore. I'm talking about developing empathy and perspective. These are the in-demand tools for the future. And Washington College has trained you well for that. In your 4 years, you have shared late nights at the Miller Library and long weekends by the Chester River. And in those moments, I hope you have had your own ideas questioned by others who disagreed with you and gained insight from their life experience. There's an old proverb which says, "Only a fool wants to hear the echo of his own voice." Remember, and as you go forward into the first job or into graduate schools, remember that. If everyone in the room agrees with you, you might be doing something wrong, or you might not be around the right group of people. Seek out those who disagree with you. Learn from them. Learn how to argue respectfully with them, and try to understand their worldview. I said that I would share a few moments of my life. I don't want to bore you for too long. But when I was 17, I left France, my home country, as part of a fantastic international scholarship program designed to bring people from different backgrounds together. And I attended Halton Arms School in Maryland. To be completely honest and candid with you, it was a bit of a cultural shock for me. But it was a bit of a cultural shock because it was a girls' school. And I came from a co-ed system. So being around with girls only was a shock. But I learned more during that year in Washington, D.C. about my own country, about France, its history and its literature, than I had in the 17 years before. I had to step away to gain that perspective. Then I interned on the Hill in the Watergate days, answering the telephone, opening the post. There was no emails, there was none of that social media that we enjoy so much. There were no tweets. Translating correspondences from constituents in Maine who, close to the Canadian border, only spoke a certain degree of French. And every now and then, I have to tell you, having just read De la démocratie en Amérique, I felt a little bit like Alexis de Tocqueville, a very intrigued and very deep-thinking French observer of American democracy in the early days. And I realized that to help someone solve a problem, you must actually understand not so much what the solution is, according to you, but how that person sees the problem. And I took that lesson with me from my practice as a lawyer to serving in the French government. If you're just patronizing, if you're just a top-down person, assuming that you have all the answers, and not particularly concerned about the person who's in front of you, the person you try to establish a relationship with, it's not going to work. And it's also a perspective that I brought with me to the IMF, where how our 189 member nations are united by the idea that through cooperation we can maintain economic stability and prosperity for the world. That too requires that we listen to each other, that we understand the perspective of a small island in the Caribbean or in the Pacific, where climate change is a major issue because it's a survival issue, and the logic and the concern of the United Kingdom as it embarks in that new journey of theirs, or that you understand the concerns of Argentina as it embraces a different future. Needless to say that my career hadn't prepared me for each and every aspect of that position. And nearly every day on that job, there is something new, a new crisis, a new country in trouble, a new acronym, a new on the one hand, on the other hand. Economists in the room will understand what I'm talking about. And I almost feel in that position as if I was back in law school. I read all the time, I ask questions all the time, I challenge the views that are presented to me, and I learn in the process. And as Abigail Adams once said, learning is not attained by chance, it must be sought for with ardor and attended to with diligence. So learning does not stop at commencement. It begins anew and requires a ceaseless curiosity about the world. And this is a gift of your college education. And this is the training which will pay dividends throughout your entire life. And yet, if it's just the training, just the skills, it will not be enough. How will you use it is what matters. And I would like to say a few words about values, and specifically the value of public service. I would say that public service is a state of mind, and it comes in all sorts of different shapes and sizes. It encompasses far more than working for governments. It might mean volunteering, community activism, joining a parent-teacher association. Public service is about applying your values no matter the job, no matter the mission. And for me, one of those values has been gender equality. It is something that I have fought for my entire life and will continue to do so. All right, I've got another question. I said that I would reserve my right. How many of you have gone to a job interview recently? Hands up. Whew, that's even more than Hamilton. I hope it went well. I'm sure the parents also hope it went well. So I will tell you a story of my first job interview back many years ago, but I'm sure that it could be repeated pretty much in the same format today in some corners of the world. I was just out of law school and I interviewed with the best and the brightest of the law firms in Paris. And the top one actually called me for an interview. I went. It went very well. I had a response for all the questions. The pay was excellent, best in town. So I was pretty happy with the outcome of that interview until one of the partners, when I asked, will I make partnership? If I work hard, earn a lot of fees, focus on client development, I'm a good person. He looked at me and he said, you stand no chance to ever become a partner in that firm. So I was taken aback. I said, why is that? He looked at me with a bit of contempt and said, well, because you're a woman. So I didn't actually discuss this matter. I packed my things, turned around, said goodbye, and thought that they did not deserve me. Yeah. So I can tell you that at that point I thought, what comes next? And, I thought about my training as a lawyer, about my values, and I was certainly determined not to let that experience hold me back. But I was also under no illusion about how difficult the journey would be. So eventually I found that law firm, there were not many of them at the time, that promoted diversity, creativity, and where the managing partner was a woman. That was Baker McKenzie in 1981. Now that was not the end of my issues. As I joined, and as my first son was born, I decided to change my working hours and to work hard and harder on Tuesday night and Wednesday morning, but to take my Wednesday afternoon off, because that's the day off in school in France. So I could spend time with my son, and then my sons. Now, at first it didn't go too well with some partners, but the partners adapted. And then I became a partner myself, and the culture shifted. And in 1999, I had the honor of becoming the first female chairman in that firm out in Chicago. So the point of that story is not to brag about that, but it's to tell you that when you feel strongly about certain values or about certain principles, you just should not give up. You should hold firm, stand your ground, and persevere. And when it's too difficult, because the environment is such that you're simply not going to get there, just walk away, wish them good luck. Well, maybe you don't really mean that. And seek fortune somewhere else. They don't deserve you. Now, unfortunately, as I said, this was back in the late 70s, early 80s. But I'm afraid that in some corners of the world, same story could happen. In many countries, women today are either prevented from entering the workforce through legal restrictions, or they are discouraged from working by expensive childcare or inadequate maternity leave. So because of that, I asked myself as head of the IMF, what can I do to support that cause and to fight for those values? At the fund, at the IMF, we are often emergency doctors, providing financial assistance at time of needs so that nation can help their citizens. But we are also the family doctors, checking up on countries, guiding them to improve their common health. Now, with a little bit of leadership, our talented economist began thinking outside the box, wondering whether women's contribution to the economy could be macrocritical. And their study and their analysis actually led to the conclusion that in many corners of the world, economic empowerment of women is actually macrocritical, can reduce income inequality, can provide additional and better growth, and can help businesses succeed. Now, our progress is slow, but I think that we are making a difference. We've already taken 22 countries through that pilot program, and in the latest assistance program that we've put in place for Egypt, we are exploring ways the government can increase funding for public nurseries and improve commuter safety And the goal is obviously to provide women more opportunity to find employment. And I'm very proud that gender equality is now a mainstream part of IMF analysis. And I'm very grateful to the intelligent, dedicated, and talented staff, men and women, with whom I have the honor of working every day. President Bear, I know you share my commitment to gender and to gender equality and to fighting discriminations that exist here and there. Now, to those who are a bit cynical about it, I just want to reassure you. Of the 189 countries that we have in our membership, 90%, 90, actually have in either their constitution or their legal system discriminations against women. And I was really pleased to learn that Washington College is planning a major celebration to mark the centennial of the passage of the 19th Amendment, which gave women the right to vote in this country. So this is what I mean when I say you must take your values with you. Whether your career is in the private sector or in government, public service is a calling, a state of mind. It's not a job description. By choosing Washington College, each of you has stood up and said that public service is important in your life. The values of this institution come directly from Washington himself. His example serves as the inspiration for your honor code. You have made a promise to help others, and now you must follow through. So think about what matters most to you. It could be a variety of things. It could be climate change. It could be eradicating poverty. It could be eliminating violence. It could be finding solutions for homeless. It could be improving education. It could be reducing discrimination. Whatever it is, fight for it and take it with you and apply your skills to it. If you're entering investment banking, yes, even investment banking, find out how your company's philanthropy is being managed. Find out whether there are discrimination in the way people progress in the institution. If you are trained as a nurse, find out how your hospital assists people in the community without health insurance. If you're aspired to be a journalist, use the power of the pen to investigate how your city is rebuilding its public transportation system. Now, word of caution. Do not be surprised if you meet resistance. If you pursue public service with zeal, you will inevitably run into skeptics throughout your professional life. In that case, my advice is grit your teeth and smile and get on with it. But as Clara Barton, the founder of the American Red Cross, once said, I have an almost complete disregard for precedent and a faith in the possibility of something better. Now, I have to say the lawyer in me hesitates a bit about the not respecting precedents. But the rest of me appreciates her point. So do not be limited by what has been done before. Become creative champions for your values in ways large and small throughout your career and wherever life takes you. Constantly look for opportunities to make progress in every position you hold. Have you noticed who I quoted during my speech? I've referenced the Greek poet Sophie, Charlotte Bronte, Abigail Adams, and Clara Barton. What do they have in common? They're all women. Together with my speechwriter, we reviewed a few commencement speeches to see what kind of quotations were being used. Predominantly men's quotations. Well, there are quite a few very, very famous and quotable woman. So we're beginning to shift the balance today yet again. So in anything you do, you can actually take your values with you. And you should never waste an opportunity of doing that. So let me conclude by returning to the music of Hamilton. Immediately after King George asks, "What comes next?" he presses the point by saying, "You're on your own. Awesome. Wow. Do you have a clue what happens now?" Well, Washington and his countrymen were not on their own, and they had an idea of what would happen next. The same is true for you, the students of Washington College. Remember that you do not have to answer the question, what comes next, right away. But take a breath, grit your teeth and smile, and be confident you have the foundation to answer that question in due course, at your pace, thanks to your skills and guided by your value. Those values that you've learned here, that you've learned through upbringing, thanks to your family, to your friends, to your professors, they will guide you and serve as a lighthouse in the journey of your life. Be grateful. It will help you, even in the darkest moments. It has been true for me, and I trust it will be true for you. Thank you very much, and congratulations to the class of 2017.
Thank you, Christine, for your wonderful example, for your inspiring words, and for the significant time you've given us this morning with our students earlier today as well. At this time, I would like to once again call upon Chair Culp to read the mandamus for the degrees of our graduates today.
To the President of Washington College, it having been certified by the faculty to the visitors and governors of Washington College that the following named persons have satisfied all requirements for the baccalaureate or master's degree, you are hereby authorized and directed, in accordance with the ordinance to that effect, to confer at the public commencement on May 20, 2017, the degrees which they have earned.
Will the graduates please rise? By the authority vested in me by the visitors and governors of Washington College and the state of Maryland, I hereby confer upon you the degrees earned with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. In testimony whereof, I shall present you with your diploma when you appear before me at the platform. And if you'd like, I think you can toss your tassels over if you want to. Please be seated. At this time, I call on your Chief Academic Officer, Interim Provost, and Dean Patrice DeQuinzio to introduce the candidates for degrees.
Thank you, President Baer. It gives me tremendous pleasure to be here today. I thank the class of 2017 for all the wonderful experiences that I and your professors and all the people who have worked with you in your time here, all the wonderful experiences that we have had teaching and learning with you. I know you're headed on to great things, and we look forward to hearing all about them as you stay in touch with us. It's now my privilege to recognize the graduating senior with first honors. First honors is conferred to the senior who has achieved the highest cumulative grade point average for the class of 2017 at Washington College. Our first honors student this year will receive a Bachelor of Science degree, and she is Anna Elizabeth Insera. Summa cum laude, the James R. Miller Class of 51 Award for Excellence in Chemistry. Departmental Honors in Chemistry. Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts degree please come forward? Emma Louise Craig, summa cum laude, the Sociology Service Award, Departmental Honors in Sociology. Valerie Ann Wilson, summa cum laude, Departmental Honors in English. Kelsey Faith McCurdy, summa cum laude, the Virginia M. Connor Class of 85 Psychology Award, Departmental Honors in Psychology. Holly Catherine Chisholm, summa cum laude, the Arthur A. Knapp Class of 39 Memorial Prize in History, the Phi Alpha Theta Award, Departmental Honors in History, Departmental Honors in Business Management. Sarah Jane Krause, summa cum laude, the Alpha Chi Omega Music Award. Erica Louise Kuntz, summa cum laude, the Environmental Science and Studies Award, the Karen Cates Emmerich Award, Departmental Honors in Environmental Studies. Alexandra D. Kurtz, summa cum laude, the Political Science Award, Departmental Honors in Political Science. Alex Aiello Roberts, summa cum laude, Departmental Honors in Computer Science, Departmental Honors in Mathematics. Kylie Kristen Hargrave, summa cum laude, the Emil J.C. Hildenbrand Memorial Medal, Departmental Honors in English. Megan Elizabeth Parkhurst, summa cum laude. Kayla Elaine Hamill, summa cum laude, the Psychology Department Outstanding Achievement Award, the Margaret Horsley Award, Departmental Honors in Psychology. Rebecca Mikal Sachs, summa cum laude, Departmental Honors in English, Departmental Honors in Political Science. James Patrick Mitchell, summa cum laude, the American Studies Program Senior Capstone Experience Award, the Holstein Prize for Ethics. Noah Kata Nyungu Christoph, summa cum laude, the Psychology Department Award, Departmental Honors in Psychology. Yue Chin, summa cum laude, the Economics Department Award. Ashley Nicole Gates, summa cum laude, the Economics Department Award, Departmental Honors in Economics. Autumn Alexandra Chisholm, magna cum laude, Departmental Honors in Business, Departmental Honors in Business Management. Ying Grace Lee, magna cum laude, the Tai Sung An Memorial Prize, Departmental Honors in Business Management. William Richard Schmidt IV, magna cum laude. Caitlin Patricia Fowler, magna cum laude, departmental honors in theater, departmental honors in English. Emily Rachel Cross Barnett, magna cum laude, the Environmental Science and Studies Award, departmental honors in environmental studies. Catalina Jeanette Reiter, magna cum laude, departmental honors in English. Anna Janine Zastro, magna cum laude, the Lambda Alpha Gamma of Maryland Chapter Senior Award, the Art History Award, departmental honors in anthropology. Kyle Andrew Lindenberger, magna cum laude, departmental honors in English. Tracy Elizabeth Kamen, magna cum laude in absentia. Brian Nathaniel Shapiro, magna cum laude. Jingwei Gao, magna cum laude, the Economics Department Award, departmental honors in economics. Alexandra Ann Cash, magna cum laude, the Department of Business Management Senior Capstone Experience Award, departmental honors in business management. Cara Maria Pascarella, magna cum laude. Emily May Stecker, magna cum laude, departmental honors in English. Ziyuan Li, magna cum laude, departmental honors in business management. Allison Claire Billmeyer, magna cum laude, departmental honors in English. Audrey Jo Gearhart Utchen, magna cum laude, the Department of Business Management Award, the Department of Business Management Senior Capstone Experience Award, departmental honors in business. Jacqueline Marie Kreitz, cum laude, the William Gover Duval Class of 30 Prize, departmental honors in mathematics, departmental honors in computer science. Richard Gabler Funk, cum laude in absentia. Melanie Grace Klein, cum laude, the Sean O'Connor Teaching Award. Kirsten Renee Moore, cum laude, departmental honors in psychology. Jennifer Nicole Tordella, cum laude, departmental honors in business management. Jonathan Richard Wendeborn, cum laude, the Department of Business Management Senior Capstone Experience Award, departmental honors in business management, departmental honors in economics. Angelina Grace Towery Tamasura, cum laude, the Anthropology Service Award, departmental honors in anthropology. Katie Scarlett Walker, the cum laude, the Environmental Science and Studies Award. John W. Tider IV, cum laude. Jenna Lee Carpenter, cum laude. Ashley Marie Warfield, cum laude, Departmental Honors in Theater. Madeline Renee Margulies, cum laude. Isabel M. Ryan, cum laude, the Anthropology Award, Departmental Honors in Anthropology. Alexandra Christine Nolan, cum laude, the International Studies Award. Austin Wagner, cum laude, Departmental Honors in Psychology. George Thomas Savanakir, cum laude, the Davy H. McCall Prize in Economics. Cassie Lynn Janigan, cum laude, Departmental Honors in English. Taylor Joseph Fry, cum laude. John Michael Wisnan, cum laude, the Anthropology Service Award, Departmental Honors in Anthropology. Gina Elizabeth DeAngelis, cum laude. Mohammed Abu Daloum, the Daniel L. Primo Award. Wale Agbula. Mabel Tematayo Alamu. Charles Andrew Alvarez, Jr. Theodorus James Aris in absentia. Rachel S. Baker. Emily Kristen Barnes. Melissa E. Barry. Daniel Benton. Danielle Helena Bing. Kristen Blimline in absentia. Erin Lynn Bloodgood. Alexander Jack Blue, Departmental Honors in Business Management. Francis Bose Ansa. Brady Michael Bosworth. Emily Christine Boyle. Thomas Christopher Brennan III. Julia Allerton Bresnan. Ian McNamara Briggs. Emma Catherine Raymond Buckman. Brooke Francesca Burkhardt, the Outstanding Dance Minor Student Award, Departmental Honors in Business Management. Deja Bush. Margaret Morris Campbell. William Michael Campbell, Jr. Craig Andrew Karasinesi. Matthew Story Chapman. Benjamin Pike Chase. James Anthony Cittadino. Erin Allison Kaufman, the Stewart Theater Award, Departmental Honors in Theater. Molly Mackenzie Cole. Theodore Ely Cannell. Samantha Nicole Couto. Haley Marie Craig. Raymond Terrence Kwiklinski, the Arthur A. Knapp Class of '39 Memorial Prize in History. Vernon Eugene Davis III, the Non-Traditional Student Award. Margie Christelle DeLau Cedillo. Cassandra Marie de McCuddock. Adam Royce Deal. Lynn DiFerdinando. Gavin Gray Donnelly. James Peter Drury. Logan Dubé. Allison Brianna Dudley. Megan Elizabeth Doolin, the Lynette Nielsen Jurors' Choice Award, Departmental Honors in Art and Art History. Patrick Luke Elliott III. Elizabeth Louise Engel. Joseph Scott Erlinson, Departmental Honors in Computer Science. Evan Owen Michael Evans. Mason Bailey Faust, Departmental Honors in Business Management. Taylor Carter Fields. Sarah Joanna Schott Fox, Departmental Honors in Hispanic Studies. Stephen Douglas Frank. Kyle Anthony Gangemi. Hess Anna Garrity. Tyler Dion Gatton. Owen Gavin, the Lynette Nielsen Professional Practice Award. Jessica Marie Gentile. Benjamin Grayson Gearhart. Nathaniel McLennan Giblin. Bishop Tyler Gibson. Jacob Green. Thomas Chase Griffin. William Benjamin Griffin. Allison M. Grillo. Stuart Grosvenor. Alexandra Elizabeth Grundy. Akriti Gupta, Departmental Honors in Business Management. Daniel Joseph Hamilton, Jr. Brooke Alexandra Harrig. Jordan Libby Herskowitz. Carl Friedrich Holm. Yunhong Hu. Daniel W. Huckporty. Logan Christopher Hurt in absentia. Christopher Irving. Julia Madison Jacobs, the Simon Holtman Award. Alexis Elizabeth Jordan, Departmental Honors and Business Management. Dmitry Kalyakin. Matthew Katz. Miles Christopher David Keener. Zachary Thomas Kelly. Haley Keppel. Caitlin Elizabeth Kirby. Eden Hope Klutzley. Brian Joseph Close, the Stewart Theater Award, Departmental Honors in Theater. Robert Del Lale. Kristen Carey Lalone. Megan E. Lang. Kelsey Lee Larimore, Departmental Honors in Psychology. Kimberly LeBeau, in absentia. Ryan Joseph Lee. Marika Ann Lesnick. Louis Negede Louis, the Tai Sung An Memorial Prize. Jazzy Lee. Jessie Page Lichtenstein. Catherine Livesey. Bennett Lloyd. Carlin Kate Standerwick Long. Patrick Siddig Looney, in absentia. Diana Tab Lucy. Caitlin Maltese, Departmental Honors in English. Michael Austin Mann. Michael Christopher Mannering. Caitlin Elizabeth Martinez. Matthew Allen Dunn McDermott. Charles Daniel Meter. Dejanay Antoinette Merritt. Sierra Alexa Avenel Montori. David Charles Mooney. Ian David Moore. Christopher M. Morgan. Madeline James Mullen. Reba Nichols in absentia. Win Nguyen. Elena Rebecca Nicholson. Anna Catherine Nordoff. Jeremy Ethan Novick. Zachary Novick. Sho Osawa in absentia. Neil Thomas Pervola. Brennan Patrick Pierce. Caleb Joseph Benjamin Powell. Coleman Hall Preziosi. Megan Elizabeth Procopius. Rachel Danielle Ram. Timothy Michael Regan. Brian J. Riley. Ryan Wayne Robbins, the John S. Toll Prize in Physics. Anya Marie Schultz. Jonathan Bryant Seitz, Departmental Honors in Anthropology, Departmental Honors in History. Alexander Albert Seller, in absentia. Olivia Loren Sirio. Catherine Ann Shaw. Mason Ross Sheen. Shen Nantao. Connor A. Silvestri. Hannah May Sive. Alexander Smith, the Department of Business Management Award, the Stanley A. Shotland Business Leadership Award, the Jonathan A. Taylor Jr. Leadership Award, Departmental Honors in Business Management. Jacob Jennings Smith. Erin Marie Spinden. Elizabeth Dorothy Stakowitz. Lillian C. Starr, the Maureen Jacoby Prize. Courtney C. Stewart. Nicholas Andrew Stewart. Derek Neil Stiles. Emily Stopak. Cole Antes Strong. Ashley Noel Surak. Devin Barlow Taylor. Chase Alexander Thomas. Andrew Brian Thompson, Jr., Departmental Honors in Business Management. Laura Elizabeth Tossi. Melanie Rose Torzolini. Cassandra Ann Tralla. Elizabeth Patricia Twig. Thomas Francis Urban III. Vignesh Valanandu, in absentia. Megan Griselda Voss. Kness Joyce Wall, the Education Department Award. Alexander John Washington. Amber Marie Whitby. John Brian Terrence Wilkinson II. Andrew John Wink, the Gary E. Clark Performance Prize, Departmental Honors in Theater. Marie Nicole Wren. Ricardo Wu. Shaila Shauke Lata, in absentia. Zihuan Shu. Lin Yuan Yi, in absentia. Jialan Yu. Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science please come forward? Jennifer E. Miller, summa cum laude, the Department of Biology Pharmacy Professional Award. Amani Renee Silva, summa cum laude, the Department of Biology Award of Special Recognition, Departmental Honors in Biology. Madeline Morissette, summa cum laude, the Department of Biology Research Award, Departmental Honors in Biology. Jason Paul Mercando, summa cum laude, the Department of Biology Medical Professional Award, Departmental Honors in Biology. Patrick S. Ginther, summa cum laude, the Department of Biology Research Award, the Joseph H. McLean Class of 37 Prize, Departmental Honors in Biology, Departmental Honors in Chemistry. Megan Caroline Gage, summa cum laude, the Department of Biology Research Award, the Psychology Department Capstone Experience Award, Departmental Honors in Biology, Departmental Honors in Psychology. Allie Ann Grant, magna cum laude, Departmental Honors in Psychology. Mark Gerard Puglisi II, magna cum laude, Departmental Honors in Biology. Ryan Manning, magna cum laude. The Emil J.C. Hildenbrand Memorial Medal, the Writers Union Award, Departmental Honors in English. Ernest G. Eckenrode IV, magna cum laude, Departmental Honors in Biology. Nicole Catherine Blanco, magna cum laude. Alicia Bryn Lagarde, magna cum laude. Emmanuel Alexander Keeler, magna cum laude. Lindsay Grace Nyman, magna cum laude, Departmental Honors in Psychology. Paige Lynn Cahoon, magna cum laude. Alyssa Danielle Latimus, cum laude. Benjamin Alexander Sigmund, cum laude. Morgan Catherine Vols Ricketts, cum laude. Hao Zhang, cum laude. Caitlin Doyle, cum laude, the Department of Biology Nursing Professional Award. Julianne Elizabeth Galinsky, cum laude, Departmental Honors in Biology. Danielle Renee Houston Hakey, cum laude. Elizabeth Davis, cum laude, the Department of Biology Medical Professional Award, the Penny J. Fall Award, Departmental Honors in Biology. Juliana Aubrey Boland, cum laude, Departmental Honors in Psychology. Z. Ali. Matthew Scott Bankert, Departmental Honors in Biology. Musamil Bashir. Catriel Aaliyah Bush. Hannah Marie Cagle. Christian D. Cook, Departmental Honors in Mathematics. Brooke Alexis Colborn. Angela Raquel Escobar. Kerry Ann Estep. Madeline Suzanne Farlow. Caitlin Renee Fiegel. Jordan E. Fox. Elizabeth Alexandra Fry. Daniel Joseph Furman. Samantha Lee Goldrich, Departmental Honors in Biology. Catherine Elizabeth Gordon, Department of Music Award for Professional Promise in Research and Creative Achievement, the W. Dennis Berry Class of '87 Leadership Award, Departmental Honors in Music. Madeline Patricia Hipkin. Brent Foucault Hostein. Kainat Nazim Khan. Mariam Hasham Khan. Laura Elizabeth King. The Erica and Henry Salek Prize, Departmental Honors in Biology, Departmental Honors in Hispanic Studies. Anastasia Ida Lorenzo. Jada Shelby Lee. Christian Michael Lewandowski. Kay Lee, in absentia. Nancy Anna Lucille Lauk. Sarah Louise Matanen. Ellen Marie Maxwell. Angelica Ann Mullins. Austin Robert Murphy. Alexandra Faith Murray, the Department of Modern Languages Service Award. Oladapo Joshua Olajumoke, in absentia. John Alexander O'Neill. Allison Renee Remenap. Jane Devereaux Saunders. Haley Elizabeth Schaefer. Hannah Coe Schmidt. Anne Elizabeth Sniffen. Haley Alexa Solomon. Victoria Lynn Swanson. Shannon Turek, Departmental Honors in Biology in absentia. Margaret Ring Thompson. Patricia Lynn Romano Valerio. George Brian Williams III in absentia. Will our candidate for the degree of Master of Arts please come forward? Karina Sellers Ships.
Students that didn't get their degrees, they'll be in the registrar's office. They're just misplaced.
For those students who did not get their actual diploma, they will be in the registrar's office where you can pick them up today. Now, Marshall Gillen.
May I ask all you candidates to please stand? There is, before you hood each other, there is a traditional commendation in Latin that makes you graduates. So, he juvene candidate sunt, you're graduates.
Thank you, Patrice, and thank you, Rich. I would now like again to call on Provost DeQuinzio and Alumni Board Chair R.N. Robbenbach to award the Alumni Association's Distinguished Teaching Award.
So that our graduates don't have to keep standing, please hood each other at this time. And you may take your seats. At an institution blessed with a great number of distinguished teachers, the recipient of the Alumni Association's Distinguished Teaching Award is difficult to choose. Extensive consultation with students and faculty has led us to our conclusion. This year, the award is presented To Professor James Allen Hall, Associate Professor of English, Director of the Rose O'Neill Literary House, and an award-winning poet and essayist. Professor Hall, will you join me at the podium? James Allen Hall's first poetry collection, published in 2008, called Now You're the Enemy, was held by the Lambda Literary Foundation, the Texas Institute of Letters, and the Fellowship of Southern Writers. His new book of lyric personal essays, I Liked You Better Before I Knew You So Well, has just been published by Cleveland State University and has received the Press's Essay Collection Award. James has earned fellowships from the National Endowment of the Arts, from the New York Foundation for the Arts, and from the Sewanee and Breadloaf Writers Conferences. He has edited literary magazines including Gulf Coast, Blue Line, and Cherry Tree, a national journal at Washington College, for which he now serves as the editor-in-chief as well as the nonfiction editor. His poems and personal essays have appeared widely, most recently in New England Review, A Public Space, American Poetry Review, Alaska Quarterly Review, and Story. Very well done, James.
Thank you.
Congratulations, James. Well deserved, very well deserved. It is now my privilege to award the highest honors and prizes that are within the Washington College's faculty's power to bestow upon the members of the class of 2017. The first awards are given for outstanding scholarship in a particular field of study and recognize personal and academic excellence. The provost will again make the presentations. Patrice?
The Jane Houston Goodfellow Memorial Prize, to a graduating senior majoring in science who has an abiding appreciation of the arts and humanities and has shown scholastic excellence. This year we have a tie for this award. Laura Elizabeth King and Ryan Manning. The Gold Pentagon Awards, to a senior and to one alumnus, faculty, or friend of the college, selected by Omicron Delta Kappa Society in recognition of meritorious service to Washington College. The award to a senior this year goes to Madeline Morissette. The award to an alumnus, faculty, or friend of the college goes to distinguished alumnus Edward P. Norberg, class of '82. Ed Norberg could not be here today. and he has asked that Board of Visitors and Governors Chair Larry Culp accept the award on his behalf. The Sophie Kerr Prize. We are very proud of all the students who submitted portfolios and of our 5 Sophie Kerr finalists. Will you please stand and be recognized? Allison Billmeyer, Ryan Manning, James P. Mitchell, Catalina Reiter, Lillian C. Starr. Congratulations to each of you. And now, to the senior judge to have the best ability and promise for future fulfillment in the field of literary endeavor, Catalina Jeanette Reiter. The next 5 awards are voted on and conferred by the entire faculty of Washington College. These awards have special significance as the graduates receiving them have made a tremendous impact on campus life. Their names will be added to plaques in William Smith Hall, permanent reminders of their importance to Washington College. The Louis L. Goldstein Class of '35 Award, to a graduating senior who, in the opinion of the faculty, has demonstrated unusual interest, enthusiasm, and potential in the field of public affairs. Awarded to Alexandra D. Kurtz. The Eugene B. Casey Medal, awarded to a senior woman voted by the faculty to be outstanding in the qualities of scholarship, character, leadership, and campus citizenship. This year awarded to Erica Louise Kuntz. The Henry W. C. Catlin 1894 Medal, to a senior man voted by the faculty to be outstanding in the qualities of scholarship, character, leadership, and campus citizenship, awarded this year to Patrick S. Ginther. The Clark Porter Medal, awarded to the student whose character and personal integrity, in the opinion of the faculty, have most clearly enhanced the quality of campus life. Presented by Charles B. Clark, Class of '34, in memory of Harry B. Porter, Class of 1905. This year's award winner is Anna Elizabeth Insera. the George Washington Medal and Award, to the senior who shows the greatest promise of understanding and realizing in life and in work the ideals of a liberal education, awarded to Alex Aiello Roberts.
So, there we have it. Congratulations again to you all. Your new relationship with Washington College is just beginning. I encourage you to support your alma mater in every way you can. You are our new best ambassadors, not only for this college, but for the value of the liberal arts, as Christine Lagarde has so eloquently defended this morning. Please keep in touch through your membership in the Alumni Association. Please tell us of your accomplishments. I mean it, stay in touch with us, please. We want to know all the great, wonderful things you're going to be going to do in the years ahead. And please come back often to take part in the life of your college. I now ask that the graduates rise. One more time. Congratulate each other as we welcome you formally into the ranks of the Washington College alumni. So, the festivities are not quite over yet. Please, everyone, join us now, classes 2017 and all of our guests, for a reception at the Martha Washington Square immediately following this ceremony. And please remain standing for the alma mater, followed by the benediction to again be given by Father Lucy, and then please remain standing until the academic recession has retired. Thank you very much again, and congratulations. Father Lucy?
It's FAC. We don't. Let's go. By the gleaming blue Chester River, on the Maryland eastern shore, stands a glorious alma mater, whose name we will ever adore. 'Tis a name that shone high in glory when our country her freedom won, and our college alone was the first one to own to the fair name of Washington. So Washington, old Washington, our Washington we do adore. We will fight for her honor as our sons and daughters have before. So Washington, old Washington, our Washington forevermore. She's our dear alma mater on the old eastern shore.
May God, who called all creation to be in love and unity with itself, and all humans to recognize the divine in each other, be present with you now and always, and with this school and its administrators and faculty forever. Amen.